guys, it's Gamer Ahmer here. So today I have a really neat press kit that is from the Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius movie that happened in the early 2000s. So this press kit is a pretty awesome one from Nickelodeon. It's definitely a lot different than some of the other press kits that I had recently shown off in my collection, as this one came with some really awesome items. So today we're going to go ahead and take a closer look at this Nickelodeon Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius press kit. So let's go ahead and check this thing out. So right away, you'll notice that this press kit actually includes this folder right here, which has this bright and vibrant colors of this Nickelodeon cartoon that a lot of people remember. This is Jimmy Neutron. We have the full cast right here, or most of the characters, the main ones. And then we have this, it says Nickelodeon, and then we kind of have a little bit of what's going on in this actual movie. Then the back right here, like it usually shows in some of the other press kits that I have, we just have a little bit of information right here from Paramount Pictures, Nickelodeon Movies, Entertainment. Then on the inside we have this press information. It talks about all of this stuff from California. We have Paramount Pictures right here. Then of course everything that's included is pretty sweet. So here we have this little packet of information. We have this paper right here that is addressed in December 12th of 2001 to all press, and this is for the Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius press materials. Enclosed are your press materials for Paramount Pictures Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius. It opens wide on December 21st, 2001. It is rated G and is approximately 77 minutes. Then of course it talks about all of these upcoming dates and everything else for the movie in particular. And then right here, this actually talks about some of these other little press things right here, which is probably my favorite part. So this actually includes a little how-to guide on what is going on these amazing little film slides right here. So these are just so cool. I really like when these press kits include these, as these are the images that they could actually use. So it talks about all of these different press images from the movie itself, just with all of the main characters and everything that's going on. So in just a minute we'll go ahead and get some close-up images of all of these. So this is definitely pretty cool. But before we get to those, we have this little handbook of production information for Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius. Then it kind of talks about everything. You have some of the credits right there. It talks about Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius. Don't try that at home. Jimmy Neutron. So it says, Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius tells the simple story of a boy and his robot dog, battling evil, rescuing his parents, saving the earth, and returning home in time for dinner. Always inventing gadgets to make his mundane life in Retroville more interesting. Jimmy can be a boy genius, but he's also just an ordinary kid with his emotions who often fantasizes about living on his own. So it talks about everything about Jimmy Neutron, kind of the premise of some of the TV shows and everything else, a little bit of a backstory. Then it says about the production, the unique world of Jimmy Neutron has been alive in director, producer, screenwriter John A. Davis's mind for the past 2 decades. Finally, in the new millennium, Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius is taking off in theaters like a rocket. In the early 90s, when he first got into 3D computer animation, John brought out this idea that he'd had since the 80s. Members, executive producer Keith Alcorn. It was then called Runaway Rocket Boy. So then it tells a little bit of the backstory on that as well. Welcome to Jimmy's World. Talks about Retroville, an idealized town with pastel-colored homes and manicured lawns. A bit old-fashioned, but with healthy imaginations. The people of this quiet little spot of suburbia have one foot in the past, another foot in the present, and one more foot in total fantasy. Then it says casting the voices. Just goes on to tell a little bit more about this. Making 3D computer generated animation. And then the Jimmy Neutron invasion. The launch of the Jimmy Neutron franchise is unprecedented in that Nickelodeon has chosen to develop the character on multiple platforms all at once. It says, in fact, practically from his conception, the Boy Genius is being featured in a major motion picture, on a television series, on a website, in video games, and in various kinds of merchandising from comic books to action figures simultaneously. Being half Einstein, half Bart Simpson, Jimmy Neutron is perfectly suited for this kind of mass marketing. And then it talks about the cast, each person who plays some of the different characters. There's iconic voices that you would see and hear in all of these different TV shows and movies. And then at the end it says, "Got a blast." So this just tells a little bit of a background about this whole entire concept of Jimmy Neutron. So I really think that that is pretty sweet. And then onto these slides right here. So pretty much each of these slides right here kind of show a little image of some of the major characters. So of course you have Jimmy Neutron, you have Goddard the dog featured in a lot of these. Of course you're going to have the main characters, you're going to have Carl Weezer. You're just going to have some of these main characters in these little images, because this is kind of what you're trying to represent and what you're trying to sell. And then you have some of the production staff. So this is actually a really cool little imaging, and I really like how it comes in here just all ready to go, and these things are protected and you don't have to worry about it. But when you just put them up to the light, you just see these beautiful images. So I just love these bright and vibrant, colorful images of these little images right here. And they all say copyright 2001 by Paramount Pictures. So this is pretty cool. And then along with a lot of the press kits, you'll notice that they have something that actually holds all of these little images. So then we have these press images, so that instead of those colorful, bright little press slides, you can actually use these images. So here we have a couple different images from the scene itself, from the particular movie that is being mentioned here. So I just really like how it includes these as well, instead of just the slides. But I like how this one is just jam-packed with a lot going on. And then we have this one right here, which some of these are actually pictured in the cells themselves. So you can see the colorful version of these images. So overall, these press kits are something that I just enjoy collecting, because it definitely preserves that history, as you don't see these anymore. Now everything is all digital, and you just don't get that same feeling of these images, these little slides that you see, just the beautiful colors and everything that kind of goes with these. I really like these Nickelodeon ones in particular because they are so vibrant, they are so colorful, just like the Rugrats ones that you have seen in the past. Those are just so cool too because they have so much going on, and I really like when they include the little press photos and the little slides so that you can just have all of that stuff for a part of history, as you don't see many of these floating around nowadays. And just to find all of this beautiful stuff from either the 90s and now this one, the early 2000s, they're just so cool, and they'll definitely go great in my Nickelodeon collection. So is this something that you remember from back in the day? Did you play any of these games? Did you watch any of the cartoons? Did you see this movie here? Do you remember some of these images? Just let me know in the comments below. And of course, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Go ahead and check out my other videos and stay tuned for more.